Okie dokie. I'm going to be making a recipe out of this cookbook. Thank you, John Balcora. Here it is. Shredded beef with bok choy and carrots. Let me see if I can get it to show in here. Here it is. And yeah, I think I'll have a link to to a website where I have this recipe. I'm actually going to be making this in phases because tomorrow's the day I meet with my Patreon supporters on Friday night, so I'm usually busy. So I finished my lemon chicken today, so I'm going to be eating this tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do the part now where I thinly slice the bok choy. So I will be going. I already washed it, and I stored it in a Ziploc bag when I got it from the grocery store, and it's in really good condition. It looks a lot like it did when I bought it at the grocery store. Let me get the garbage can here. I'm also paring down my place, but I am making cooking videos. And let's get me my knife here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this knife. Okay. So I'm going to get, this is about the equivalent of 6 pieces of bok choy here. So let's cut off this end. Usually for Asian recipes I cut on the diagonal. They say to go thin. So we're going to go like this. Yeah, Asians usually cut their vegetables on the diagonal. Okie dokie. Looks like this is good, so I can cut this all the way like this. Sliced. I predict this is going to really shrink once I start stir frying it tomorrow, so I'm basically prepping this for tomorrow. This is a Chinese dish, sort of, from the American Heart Association cookbook. Go ahead and put this down in here. Okay, this has got some bad sections, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut all this out right here. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the leaves here. Yeah, I'm going to use all this. Let's go ahead and cut this on the diagonal. So, yeah, I often used to do this when I was a big time cook. Some recipes I would like prepare some sections like a day in advance. I've already got the beef here. You can see I put it in a Ziploc bag, and it's frozen. I'm going to thaw it out for tomorrow, and I might be cutting that up tomorrow. That's the beef. That's a pound of beef, so. It was on sale for about $8 at Walmart. Oh, by the way, I told you that I spent $60 at Walmart. I found out that the cashier overcharged me about $8. So I had to go to Walmart and get a refund because she overcharged. So I only actually spent about $52 on groceries. Not bad, eh? And I told you $60. So, yeah, I only spent about $52 on groceries. Let's see here. Okay, this one here, it's kind of a bad section there. I'm going to see if I can cut that out. Let's go ahead and go this way. Take a look at the leaf. Let's kind of get some of the edges off here. I don't want this. Yeah, we'll take that off, some of the edges of the leaf. Let's take a look. What I usually do is cut off any bad parts that I don't want to use. Yeah, we'll take this out. Yeah, we don't want that. The rest of it looks okay. I washed it pretty good. Yeah, that's good. All right. Let's go ahead and do diagonal cuts on this. So, and then I'm going to be cutting some carrots into matchstick sizes. So yeah, I get about $200 a month for food, and I want to you spend that money wisely. So since I'm supposed to shop for 2 weeks at a time, that means if I stay in the $50 to $60 or $70 range 2 weeks at a time, I'll stay within my budget. Yeah, and I should be able to do it as long as I don't eat stuff like caviar and lobster, you know. So, yeah, that food has usually been out of my budget. Yeah, even when I was married and I had a husband and I had more money, I very rarely ate lobster. Every now and then, like, David would bring lobster home from his ship, his Coast Guard ship, and we'd have a treat and have lobster. But I think I'm allergic to shellfish right now, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. So, okay, let's see. Let's take a look at another leaf here. This looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and I'm going to just use my fingers and take that out. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I don't like some of the edges on this leaf here, so I'm going to cut that off. Yep. Okay, let's take a look here. Cut this on the diagonal. So this will be cut in on the diagonal. Oh, by the way, I am losing weight. I don't know how long this is going to last, but I'm like down to 129, 128 pounds. It's not like I'm starving myself, but apparently because I was eating food as comfort food, I was really eating too much. And also this, I don't eat my bedtime snack was, I was eating lots and lots of food. Bedtime, and they say if you eat before bedtime, that tends to put weight on you. So yeah. So apparently doing Jesus's Gail commandments where he won't let me eat after 8 o'clock is making me lose weight. It's not an unhealthy weight loss, but you know, I think Lori McBride actually probably used some brain control on me to feed on my inferiority complex, to cause me to eat food as comfort food. You know, okay, yeah, this is good. And then I'll be cutting some carrots up in matchsticks. So, yeah. So, let's see. Yep. What's this here? Did I miss something here? Oh, I'll get that later. Yeah, I'll get that later. All right, yeah. So let me just go ahead and finish chopping up the rest of this. I don't need to show the whole thing on film. Then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, here's what it looks like. I cut the bok choy up. And now I need to, they said to cut 5 medium carrots. I only have, these are all the carrots I have left. I want to save one of the carrots for a salad. I think that could come out to about 5 medium carrots. So what I'm going to do is work into match size strips. So let me go ahead and put this up. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and cut these up into match size strips. So first I need to peel it, get the skin off. So yeah. So let's go ahead and take the skin off of all these carrots. I'm wondering if this is going to get on here. I'm going to see where I have this. Oh, let's put the go back. There we go. Yeah. Got to play games with this camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead and lay the bok choy aside for right now, and we're going to work on making this into matchstick size carrots for the stir-fry dish with bok choy and beef. Which is, I'm going to be making this on movie night, and I'm going to be busy tomorrow. So I'm trying to be a good steward of my time so I can hit the sack not too late tomorrow. Okay, let's see how I'm doing here. Oops. Oh, let's cut the end off there. Kind of what I do is I wrap these carrots in bubble wrap and put them in the crisper section of the refrigerator, and that way they last a long time. But since I'm only going to be shopping for 2 weeks at a time, I didn't buy any carrots on my last grocery day because I knew I had some carrots in the crisper. head. I usually cut the ends off because these carrots have been there for a while. Let's go ahead and, yeah, Jesus wants me to shop more often, like every 2 weeks. And I'm trying to make it so that I only spend about 50 to 70 each visit. That one, since I get about 200 a month for food. That way I can spread it, make my food money go well. So yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So, and of course I can't buy stuff like caviar and lobster, and you know, I'm debating whether I'm going to buy frozen fish. That's going to be a little bit more expensive. If you get frozen fish, there's a delicious fish recipe that I can make using like a relatively cheap fish like cod. So I'll see. I'm going to track my budget and see if I can work it in. If not, I don't have to. I've been eating canned fish, you know, so. But I used to eat frozen fish a lot, so. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and peel this one. This was not a recipe that I made a lot of, but it is from one of my favorite cookbooks, so, which I got from my friend John Bok Choy. Thank you so much, John. It's wonderful to have that cookbook back. It was when I made a lot of recipes out of there, and I couldn't buy it at Amazon when I can't remember the reason. Maybe they didn't have it at that time, but now they've got, Amazon's got a lot of used books, so he bought me a used one, and that'll work. Because I lost my book because the Jesuits blew it up in some bunker, because Vladimir Putin got all my stuff from Seattle, and then the Jesuits found the bunker and nuked it. Okay, now this has got to be into matchsticks, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm good at doing this because I used to cook a lot of authentic Italian cuisine, and they like to do matchstick sized carrots. So let's go this way. This is kind of like matchstick size. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and we can stick that. I think. Let me look at the recipe here. Yeah, the bok choy and the carrots are going to be going in at the same time, so I can mix them together. That's what I thought. So I'll just go ahead and throw them in here with the bok choy. And what I'm going to do is when I'm done chopping this, I'm going to store them probably in a plastic seal-tight container. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Matchstick. There you go. Matchstick size. Let's go ahead and cut this one here. This carrot's being a little difficult there. That'll work. Okay. So, right here. So, and I'm going to have to prepare some ginger too. So let's go ahead and do this. So I didn't buy, like I said, I didn't buy any carrots at my last grocery shopping because I wanted to use up what I had. Trying to be a good steward of my food money. I'm making this recipe next because bok choy can rot, those leaves can rot really fast. And what I did, as soon as I got them from the grocery store, let me see if I can make that a little, I put them in a Ziploc bag and took all the air out, and did a really good job. They recommend you do that with bok choy. It makes it last longer. And then they said put it in the crisper section of your refrigerator. And that's exactly what I did. And so even though I bought them several days ago, they don't look any more wilted than they did when I got them from the store. So it worked. That strategy worked. And like when you store garlic and onions from the store, you should store them at room temperature, not in the refrigerator, and inside a brown paper bag in a dark, cool place. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this. And then this is a matchstick. Let's go ahead and kind of go like this. Yeah, that's good. I'm being kind of picky here. I probably don't need to be this finicky, but the recipe did say matchstick, so. That's good. So when I make an Italian dish called pasta primavera, I often cut the carrots up like this size too, because matchstick carrots work really good with pasta primavera. And I'll probably get around to making that one of these days. That is absolutely delicious too, by the way. That was a big hit with my men when I made them a Thanksgiving dinner, and then Jesus made copies of it for everybody. They loved it. Matthew McConaughey said, wow, when he tasted my food, he said, I thought I was a gourmet cook. He says, but Gail can definitely compete with me. I don't know if I'd say that, Matthew. Yeah. So, but then you know I tend to be rather modest. I definitely do not have a problem with thinking too highly of myself, as you all may have figured out by now. So, my mother pretty much cured that for me. Let's go ahead and, there we go. That's good. Yeah. Got some more matchstick here. I don't like that. Let me see if I can kind of, sometimes I'll do this. Take that out, kind of a rotten part of the, you said you're using your nails. I'll do that sometimes. Let's go ahead and take that out, rotten part. Okay, let's go ahead. And there's a part in there I don't like. I try to use fresh, you know. These carrots are a little bit old. Did I get everything? All right, let's go ahead and make this matchstick. Okay. Okay. This will probably be a nice, tasty Chinese dish. I'm watching Fox News, sort of. They're talking about Trump's impeachment. You know, I've been listening to different viewpoints on Trump's impeachment, and basically he has committed impeachable offenses in his presidency, but this thing is not as bad as some of the other stuff that, like killing Soleimani. I think that was an impeachable offense. And that's kind of like a declaration of war without the authorization of Congress. But that was more Melania Trump. The situation with Trump is really complicated, you know. You say, are you going to let Trump be your press secretary? One of your followers, Rodoslav Savoka, thinks that he deserved to be impeached. In a way, he did. Basically, all the presidents deserve to be impeached. I agree with Chris Hedges on that one. Well, Barack Obama committed impeachable offenses, so did George W. Bush. I mean, if people were really interested in following the law, they would have impeached all those presidents. It wouldn't have just been Trump. There's a lot of double standards going on here, like the rules that apply to me don't apply to you. So that's basically, we've got a lot of that stuff going on in politics, man. That's what happens when you let Satan run things, you know. He's the biggest hypocrite. Okay, let's get this. So it's like, you know, it's like the news and the way they apply the law is a joke. And it's like what Satan said when he showed up in the courtroom. And I told Satan, I said, Satan, I think we are justified to execute your followers because you're a murderer, a traitor. He said, well, Gail, we don't respect your conspiracy law. He said, we don't respect your conspiracy law. And we've been playing this game with you. He said, here we are shooting Nukkakis at each other, and then you're battling us in court, and we're just playing this game with you, Gail. And then he started killing off my men, and I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, show up. And then Jesus said, you know, Satan has a point, Gail. It's like you're at war with each other, so why do you even waste your time going to court? You just got to win the war. That's the only way you're going to have justice. So, yeah, this is like, you might say, well, what do you think about Trump? Is actually on my side, and the Dems are kind of hypocritical. It's like they make a big deal about this business. I mean, I'm not saying I approve of what happened at the Capitol, but I personally think Trump was set up. That's what I think. And I'm not, but he's not completely blameless because he was kind of egging him on in a way. So Trump, what should I say about Trump? Trump has a better heart than the Laurie McBride Jesuits do, and he's very loyal to me. He was willing to die for me, and I appreciate that about him. He's very loyal to me, so because he's loyal to me, I've made him my press secretary, but I think he lacks some wisdom in some of his policies. That's why you might say, well, if you were in his shoes, would you have gone on a campaign to try to, say that the election was rigged? I probably wouldn't have, simply because it would have been a waste of time. Because mainstream news, because I'm the president, But I guess he was thinking he could do a better job than Biden at being my mainstream news. I guess he thought he could be a better press secretary if he could be the president. Or maybe that's what he was thinking. But it didn't work out that way, Trump. But I'm going to still keep him as press secretary. He's an excellent communicator. I don't have him in a position where he sets policy, though, because I don't respect a lot of the decisions that he made when he was president. So okay, let's go ahead. We're almost done here cutting up these carrots. So yeah, actually, but he's better than George W. George W. was a total disaster. George W. I don't appreciate what George W. did to Vladimir Putin. George W. is the reason that Vladimir had to marry Ludmila. George W. threatened war on Russia if Vladimir... That's because the Jesuits threatened to kill his wife, Laura Bush. So George W. said, oh no, that ain't going to happen. Vladimir Putin, I know your wife Larissa died, but I don't exactly want my wife to die, so you're going to play this game and keep the Jesuits happy and marry Ludmila, who's the clone of your dead wife Larissa. And that's he made Ludmila do that, so I couldn't marry Vladimir. And I kind of I don't appreciate that about George W. He was willing to have a war with Russia rather than risk the Jesuits killing his wife Laura. Now Vladimir's willing to forgive him for that, because Vladimir understands what it's like to not want your wife to die and all this, and Vladimir, and George W. has a sweet wife and all that, but I just don't appreciate what he did to Vladimir. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. Vladimir's forgiven him. I'm having a harder time forgiving him for that. So, anyways, here, it's like, that's an impeachable offense right there, too. Forcing the head of state of another country to marry a clone of their, I mean, that's cruel. He forced Vladimir to marry a Jesuit clone of his dead wife Larissa, and to play like his wife never died. I mean, Vladimir almost committed suicide over that, because I gave up on him, because it didn't seem like we could ever get married. And I went back to Brent. And I didn't know it, but because I totally ignored Vladimir, he almost tried to kill himself. But some small, still voice told Vladimir that he and I still had a future together. And he told that tiger, that Bengal tiger that he almost was going to let rip out his jugular vein. He did a judo chop on that tiger, and at the last minute decided to live. So a lot of that is the fault of George W., man. Yeah. George W. did that to Vladimir. You say, well, you gave up on him. Well, that's because of what George W. did. I figured there's no way I can work around all these Jesuit shenanigans. Okay, so here it is, folks. So I'm going to use this tomorrow. I've got this all prepared for tomorrow. Oh, I need to cut the ginger next. Okay, here's the ginger root. This was the smallest one I could find. And what I did is I washed this, and I'm going to put this away. I need two teaspoons. I think this will be 2 teaspoons. So let me just go ahead and put this over here for right now. I'm going to have enough ginger for another recipe, so I probably need to find a recipe for the next time. And I think this ginger will still be good for another couple of weeks. I need to get 2 teaspoons of grated fresh ginger root out of that, and I think that will do it. So, yeah, this is the size of a teaspoon right here, so yeah, this will probably do it. Let's see, I think I'm going to use this. This is my grater. 2 teaspoons grated fresh ginger root. There, some of it's coming out on that end there. Yeah, it's coming out there. Yeah, okay. How can you do this without messing your fingers when you get close? Yeah, it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get 2 teaspoons out of this. No problem. Yeah. What you can do when you get down to the little stub at the end, you can use a knife and just cut it into small little pieces. Yep, definitely got enough here for 2 teaspoons. Yeah, look at that. There's a teaspoon right there. Now what do I, let's see when I use it. The recipe says, oh, the ginger root will be marinating the meat. So let's put that in a separate container. That will be the marinade. So let's just go ahead and put that in here. So here's we got 1 teaspoon right here. This is going to be part of the marinade. So let's we need to get another teaspoon. I'm thinking I've got more ginger there. I don't want to waste that. So what I'm going to do is when I make my next grocery list, and I'll be going shopping in about a week, and I think this ginger is going to be good for a while here, I'm going to find another recipe that uses fresh ginger. So I don't waste my food. Yeah. Yep, I'm definitely going to get 2 teaspoons out of this. You might say, okay. Yeah, look at this. Perfect. All right. Looks like I almost had, yeah, that looks like 2 teaspoons right there. I got it. Oh, just from that little bit of ginger. Yep. This is going to make a wonderful flavor in the marinade here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, a little bit short of a 2nd teaspoon here. What I'm going to do is kind of like chop this up in teeny weeny little. No, put that down there. You know what? I don't want to do that. That'll work. Chop this up in teeny weeny little pieces and kind of mince it. And this will be, that way I don't waste my food. Now these are tricks that I've learned. Yep. This will make very tasty. Alrighty, that's good. There. That's what you do with the rest of it. Okay, there's 2 teaspoons. Okay, this will be for tomorrow. There we go. Well, I still have some ginger. I didn't have to wash that. Let me dry it and store it in the refrigerator. Hopefully it's not going to get moldy, because once you wet this ginger, it starts molding really fast. So yeah. So this is going to be I'm trying to get everything done ahead of time for tomorrow so that I can assemble this dish rather quickly. I'll probably be chopping the meat tomorrow. So let me look at the ingredients. Okay, the beef flank, yeah, I'm going to have to thaw that out. Fresh ginger, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, crushed or minced. Okay, I got to get some garlic. Let's get some garlic. It's in this bag here. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, crushed or minced. So we're going to go ahead and work on that. Here's one. Let's get another clove here. Yeah. There's 2. Yeah. That'll work. All right. Put it back in the bag. It'll last a long time. Here. Okay. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, crushed or minced. I think this is going to be part of the marinade. Crushed or minced? Let's go with minced on this one. Or I might do a combo. Let's take the skin off. I think I'm going to go with minced. Yeah, we'll go with minced. Yeah. Ooh, that smells good. Nothing like the smell of fresh garlic, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and take it off of this one. So I'm doing part of it today and part of this tomorrow. Got to take the skin off here. See, I save money because I don't buy any of the time savers. Like you can buy the garlic cloves already taken off of the stalk and all that. But it actually, buying the cheaper version where you have to do all the work yourself actually kind of makes it taste better because the garlic's fresher. Once you take it off, you know, and the skin's already off, it goes rotten fast, I've noticed. So buying the garlic where you have to do all the work and take the skin off, it actually tastes better. There are some advantages of low budget cooking. You can actually make your food taste better because you have to do all the work yourself. Like, see, once you peel the skin off the garlic, it starts going rotten really fast. Let me make sure I've got all this on the camera. Yeah. Let's go this way. All right. Now, I think I'm going to mince this. Yeah, I won't be needing this right now. I'll be washing you, so let's put it in the sink. I'm done with that. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and mince this. I don't that. But when I mince garlic, I usually just kind of go like, chop it up into small bits. Here we go. Makes it really easy to mince it later. Ooh, that garlic smells good. I used to go for shortcuts, you know, where I would buy the garlic already peeled in a jar. But I noticed if you buy garlic already peeled, it's a little bit more expensive, and that garlic goes rotten really fast. And you're actually buying more than you need. So it's kind of like a violation of the Gail commandment. So here we go. I'm learning if you're willing to do a little bit extra work, you can actually have a better product and you save money. So kind of go like this, and we'll go like yep. This is going to be delicious tomorrow. All right. That's nice minced garlic there. And you can also buy garlic already minced in a jar and stored like in citric acid. But even then, it doesn't, there's no substitute for mincing it yourself and and just getting it really fresh. And then you save money too. Okay, it's ready. So I think it's going to go in there. It's going to be part of the marinade formula, you know. I'm going to marinate the beef in this. Let me take a look. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to omit the chili paste. I'm not into chili paste, so I didn't even buy it. I don't have it. Make it with that. That was optional anyway, so here we go. We're going to put that in there. Alrighty. This is going to make a delicious marinade tomorrow. So I'm just going to store it in this overnight in the refrigerator. And I'm going to store this in a separate container. And I'm just trying to get everything ready for tomorrow. So when I do the rest of this recipe tomorrow, I don't have to spend too much time tomorrow in cooking. Because I ate all my lemon chicken. And I made some fresh brown rice earlier today. I already showed you how I cook brown rice, so I didn't make a video on that. And then earlier today, what did I do with? Oh, here it is. So yeah, see, I've already made these recipes, so you already know how I cook this. But I made this earlier today. This is a wakame and tofu salad. It's got sesame oil in it, and yeah, that was good. I had that for lunch. And I made some brown rice yesterday. Cooked it in the steamer. So all I have to do is microwave that, and I'll have that, and it'll go great with this. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and store this in in these containers. I might need to use 3 of them. Or I have one that's bigger than this, but I've got salad in it right now, so I'm going to have to use about 3 of these, I think. So let's go ahead and store this for tomorrow. Another option is I could store it in a huge Ziploc bag, but I think I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, this will work. Yeah. So this will help keep it fresh. Just one day. I'm wondering if a Ziploc bag would be better. Because this is Bok Choy. You know what? I think a Ziploc bag would be the better way to store this. I changed my mind. Yeah. Bok Choy does really good in Ziploc bags. So, do I have... No, that Ziploc bag is dirty. I need a clean one because I washed this. Yeah, here's a good one. So, we'll use this. I think I'm going to store this in a big Ziploc bag and then press all the air out. That way these vegetables will be nice and crisp for tomorrow, and it'll make it really good. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Yeah, this is the best way to store it. This will be all nice and crisp for tomorrow. We're going to have a delicious stir fry. This will be enough like lunches and dinners for me for a couple days. All right. All righty. There. Now I'm going to go wash the dishes, and oh boy, it's already 6 o'clock. Time flies, man. And I'm going to vacuum half the house. Okay, let's take all the air out of it as much as I can. That way and I'm going to store this in the crisper. There we go. Store this in the crisper, and that way this will be good tomorrow. So yeah. So tomorrow I'm ready to do, they call it shredded beef with bok choy and carrots. Okay, I goofed yesterday because I thought today was Friday. Today's Thursday, so I actually have more time. I did my laundry already, and I just sharpened this knife. And for this recipe, shredded beef with bok choy and carrots, I need to cut this into 1/8 inch strips against the grain. Let's see. Let me see what. It looks like it's already been cut against the grain. So the only thing I need to do right now is just cut it into 1/8 inch strips, and I think they have to be a 1/2 inch long. Let's grab. This is a pound, so the recipe does call us to 3 at a time. Yeah, 1/8 inch strips. I think they're a 1/2 inch long. Doesn't really say. And the slice is about 1/8 inch wide. Okay. Okay, so they need to be about 1/8 inch wide. I think I've got a picture in my mind of what the final dish is going to look like. So, this is a Chinese stir fry. It's been a while since I've cooked like the 1990s. Oh, by the way, I posted at my website a shepherd's pie that I used to make. So let's go ahead and go 1/8 inch. That's about 1/8 inch. So you're going to have, you say, why does it have to be so? One thing about Asian cooking is they love to, they chop everything small, I've noticed. So let's kind of do this. It might be easier if I worked on it like one at a time. That means I'm going to be here for a while. I may not film the whole thing, but just give you the gist of what I'm doing. So, and you're going to find this recipe on my favorite recipes from the 1990s. It's an American Heart Association International. It's from the All Around the World Cookbook. I have a PDF file that has all the recipes from there that I used to make in the 1990s. And you can find that recipe there. It's I have an index, so I'll have a link to that page underneath this video. Yeah, this will work. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it pretty small because that will give the I think part of what makes this recipe so delicious is cutting everything small. That way the flavors, because I'm going to end up marinating the sauce into this. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah, that's good. And it calls for a pound of beef, so I'll be doing this for, but I did find, there was a recipe that I made, which was actually from David Schuler, from his British mother. The British loved their meat pies, and David Schuler actually had a pretty good recipe for shepherd's pie. And it was, he made it once, and it was really good. And I tried to see if anybody had anything like it online. I found something close. I pretty much remember how I made it. And so basically, you're going to find a recipe for shepherd's pie that I made in the 1990s. It was a big hit with my family. And I can't find it in any cookbook, so I think it's kind of like my own recipe. And I will be, next time I go grocery shopping, I'll have to buy me some dried dill so I can make it. Okay, when we get to the end here, let's just go ahead and kind of, yeah, this recipe says to cut the meat in little strippies here. Okay. Actually, some really tasty dishes are like this. The Italians have some really good recipes where you cut stuff real small, like the pasta primavera is like that. If there's something about cutting stuff small, that, and especially if you're using like a marinade or if the sauce is important, it really puts the flavor into the food and it makes it really good. So, yeah, this is going to be delicious. That'll work. Doesn't have to be perfect. But, so, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do basically you get the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off and finish cutting. I don't want to, spend all this time. So that way the video won't be too long. Okay, I'm finding that I can kind of speed this up if I work with short pieces, like 3 at a time. Then I hold them down and I kind of go like this. That way I can do several of them. And it's also possible for me to cut more, like 1/8 of an inch. Because the title of the recipe is Shredded Beef with Bok Choy and Carrots. And this is, you got to cut it pretty thin. So yeah, so if you work with smaller pieces, you work faster and you can layer them and cut, so like right here. I'm going through several layers here, but I'm going to be able to get through this because I'm working with shorter pieces. So it helps to, you can get more cut if you work with shorter pieces, I've learned. Okay, so we're getting there. And this cost me about $8. I'm not sure what part of the beef it is, but it was $8 at Walmart, which is not a bad deal. And I always look for deals when I shop. Okay, see, this is a little too long. So what I'm going to do is cut it in half, about right there. And that way I'll be able to cut faster. Then you hold it down and you go like this. You see how that works? And this way I can get it done quicker. There are, like I said, there are some recipes that definitely taste better when you work with smaller pieces. A lot of Asian cooking is like this. Japanese love to cut their meat up small and stir fry it and stuff. So, all right. And I think it's because the Asians don't usually, though the Chinese I think are an exception, but like Japanese, they don't eat a lot of meat. So this one looks like a lot of meat, but that's because you're cutting it up in small strips, so it seems to take more volume. But it's not like the Asians don't get enough meat. They usually do. They make up for it with tofu and protein, and they eat seafood and stuff. Beef is very expensive in Japan, so they learned how to make recipes with beef that doesn't use a lot, but still enables you to have your red meat. Okay, see, this is too long, so we're going to go ahead and cut this in half. I don't want that to fall on the floor because it's got, yeah, right there. And then I'll be able to, let's move this over here for right now so I don't risk having it fall on the floor. And then I'll be able, see, because I'm working with a smaller amount, I'm able to cut faster because I can control the meat by holding it down with my fingers here. Got to be careful that you don't cut your fingers, though. All right, so. And then I'm going to be marinating this in a sauce. Okay, we're just about done here. Yeah, you definitely go faster when you work with smaller pieces because you can cut several layers easily. There we go. The meat's all cut up. And so what I'm going to do now is we're going to marinate it. I've got to get the, I need to make the marinade sauce. This is a variation of I believe a Chinese dish. When I cook Asian, my favorite Asian cuisine is Chinese and Japanese. Yeah, there's some Chinese dishes that I really like. So, okay. I'm going to omit the red chili paste because I don't like my food that hot. And let's see, it calls for 1 tablespoon of reduced sodium soy sauce. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and put, this is the ginger and the garlic that I did yesterday. So we're going to put that in here. We're going to make the marinade sauce. Okay. Well, that smells good. I've got very slight gas today, and I don't think it's my diet. I think it's brain control. I remember I had some bloating many years ago, and I asked Jesus what that was, and he said, that's all brain control, Gail. He said, try not to think about it too much. So I think I'm actually doing pretty good as far as how I'm feeling. Okay. And Now I got to put 3 tablespoons of sherry. That's optional, but I think it'll add a nice flavor. So this, I have sherry cooking wine here, which is actually pretty cheap at Walmart. I do all my shopping at Walmart, that way I can stay in my budget, because I only have about $200 a month for food that I budget. That way I can save for moving expenses. 3 tablespoons of this, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's kind of mix that all together. I think that's it. And then I'm going to marinate it in the beef for about 10 minutes. So that's what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and throw it over here. I'm going to go ahead and mix that all up so that it makes a nice marinade. Okay, that's good. I'm going to marinate for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm getting everything ready for the stir fry. I like to have all the ingredients assembled together, and I also wash dishes as I go. That way it saves me on cleanup. Plus I like to work in a clean kitchen when I cook. I don't like having clutter all over. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of water. This is cornstarch that I bought almost a year ago, but it's not expired, so it's still good. Ooh. Huh. Let's take this off without making a mess. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Yeah, that'll work. All right. That's a thickening agent that they often use in Chinese cooking, I've noticed. Cornstarch kind of likes to get all over the place. And I'll be moving my camera over to the stove so you can watch me stir fry. But right now I'm assembling all the ingredients ahead of time so I can just throw them in when I need to. And one thing that I did in the 1990s when I cook is wash dishes as I go. You know, like sometimes I have to use the cutting board for just several times and I'll have to wash the dishes. Okay, 2 tablespoons of water. Just use this water. 1. Oh, that's good enough. I put a little bit extra in there. That won't kill anything. Okay. And let's get a fork here. Mix it around, get it all ready for the stir fry. This is the same bowl I used to make the marinade, so it won't hurt to have a little bit of the marinade in here. You know what? I need a whisk. This isn't working. I've got a whisk. This is a whisk. I've used this whisk so many times, can you tell? But it still works though. I used to have a bunch of whisks, but this is my, I don't know what happened to all the others, but I might still have them, but this is my favorite whisk. This has had a lot of use, but it still works. Okay. I used to have like small whisk, medium whisk, but this whisk does the job. Okay, that's good. It's mixed up pretty good. So now let's move the camera over to the stove, and I think my meat's already soaked, been marinated for about 10 minutes, so everything is ready to start stir fry. Okay, let's high heat. What I used to do in the 1990s is just let it heat up, and then I would throw some water on it, and then when the water sizzles, I know it's high heat. So we are, right now the recipe says heat a wok or deep heavy skillet. I prefer a deep, this is a cast iron skillet. Over high heat, add 1.5 teaspoons of oil. You can kind of approximate it, you know. I put in just a little bit of oil. I'm going to use This oil is expired, but it looks really good though, and it doesn't smell funny. And I just opened it about a week ago. Jesus told me to throw away oil that's expired. So this, I only have olive oil and sesame oil. I could use sesame oil. What should I do, Lord? Sesame oil or olive oil? You know what? I bet this would be really good with sesame oil. And that oil's not expired, but you know what? Let me smell it. You know, I've noticed that when you combine Asian and Italian cuisine, sometimes it's pretty good. Let's take a chance. Actually, I think this would taste better with sesame oil. I think I'm going to go with sesame oil. Let's use sesame oil. So let's go ahead. This oil's not expired. I'm going to shake it up. Yeah, that's hot enough, I can tell. Okay. I might just go with maybe about that much. That's good. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I will follow the recipe. There, that's good. Approximately a teaspoon and a half there. You say, you're not supposed to fry it with sesame oil. Ah, who says, you know? Let me just, I'm sorry I'm blocking the camera. I'm a left-handed person, so this, oh, I need to get my spatula here. Yeah. My favorite spatula for stir frying. Okay, let's lower the heat a bit. It's a little bit higher than I want. I'm going to use sesame oil. Put this over here. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, stir fry the drained beef until just cooked, about 2 minutes. So here we go. No, don't do that to me. Throw that in there. Just cooked about 2 minutes. I better get a pot holder because I bet that handle's going to get hot. Alrighty. Gotta keep it moving so it doesn't stick to the pan. So just cooked about 2 minutes. This is not chicken, this is beef, so if you don't cook it all the way, it's not the end of the world, you know. You know what, I shouldn't have lowered the heat. Let's go back up to high. Yep, here we go. Yeah, I lowered the heat, that was a mistake. That's okay. Yeah, it goes this way. So. Yeah, I want to cook it a little bit more. Till just cooked. Okay, now what am I going to do with this? Remove the meat with a slotted spoon and set aside. Okay, let's get my slotted spoon ready. That I do have. Okay. Right there. Ah, man. Jesus, I'm so unorganized. Alright, here we go. At least none of these are on. Put it over there for right now. It's not hot yet. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and take it out. I'm a lefty, so I use my left hand a lot. I'm actually kind of ambidextrous, but I write with my left hand and I play tennis and bat with my right hand. So I cut with scissors with my right hand. So I guess I'm kind of ambidextrous, you know. All right. Yep. Alrighty. There we go. Put this over here for right now. Add another one. I'm not going to add any more oil. Stir fry the bok choy and carrots for 2 to 3 minutes over high heat. This I cut up the other day. Whoops. It's on high heat. I can tell you that sauce smells good. I could have added more oil, but I still have plenty of liquid, so I'm not going to add any more oil. I'm trying to stay thin. I'm actually staying at about 130, which is a nice weight for my height. Though I've decided I don't need to worry about weight, because when I follow Jesus' Gail commandments and go to bed early, I'm going to splurge on some potato dishes, man. I love my potatoes. So next time I go grocery shopping, I'm going to make some potato dishes. I'm going to make a shepherd's pie. But for right now, let's just go ahead and stir fry this. Let's see. Okay. When the vegetables, for about 2 to 3 minutes, when the vegetables are almost cooked but still crunchy, add the reserved beef and the beef broth. I forgot about the beef broth. Okay, let's see. Oh man. And I knew I'd forget something. And I bought beef broth too. Where did it go? Jesus. Let me turn this off. Turn that right now. Okay. I had to open some beef broth. Come on, Jesus. Don't let me be so unorganized. Jeez. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. I might have overcooked it a little because I forgot about beef broth. Okay. Add the reserved beef broth. So that was going to be about 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup. Here we go. All right. There we go. 1/2 cup. Add the reserved beef broth. Oh, and the beef. The beef. There we go. My left hand. Sorry I blocked the camera there. All right, we're almost done now. Okay, the only thing I have to do is add the cornstarch. Let me go ahead and mix it up. Might have overcooked these vegetables just a bit, simply because I forgot about my beef broth. I'm going to save this beef broth in the refrigerator and see if I can make another dish using beef broth. That way I don't waste food. So the recipes that I'm going to make for next... Okay, here's the cornstarch. There we go. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera. Alright, here we go. This is what... If I was right-handed, it would be better for the camera, but I'm left-handed, so I gotta... You might say, why didn't you put the camera on this side? Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. Alright. Looks like we are... I'm going to turn off the heat off. This is good. Nah, it needs to thicken a little. Keep it right about there. And I will test it. I'll move the camera over to the place where I eat. And we'll test it and see how that's starting to thicken now. So this is shredded beef. This is a Chinese dish, I believe. And I'm going to eat it over some warm rice. Knowing me, even though because I've got this reduced sodium, it's pretty good. Let's turn the heat off. It's thickened now. Here we go. Ah. All right, final verdict. I will let you know how it is. This is, I put it over some hot steaming rice. I microwaved the rice. Knowing I usually add salt. Us Japanese, we are saltaholics, you know. It's kind of hot. That's good. That's really good. Needs a little salt, I think. This is really good. Excellent. I like it. It's good. I gotta have some salt, man. You might say, why in the world do you use reduced sodium soy sauce if you add salt? Well, because I can add just a little bit. I don't like too much salt either. I don't like it to drown the flavor. It is a little hot. I want to burn my tongue off. That's good. That's good. Delicious. Yeah. Maybe I'll make this again. Since I have some leftover beef broth, I might make this again in next time I go grocery shopping. I'll just have to get me some more red meat and I might make it again. Or I might find another recipe that uses beef broth. Hadn't made up my mind. But I'm definitely going to make shepherd's pie next time. I'm going to eat some potatoes. I love my potatoes. I've been avoiding them because I've been trying not to gain weight. But I told myself, you don't need to, since you've been doing the Gail commandments, you don't need to worry about weight. 130 pounds is fine. And even if you go up to 132, it's not the end of the world. Enjoy your life. I can make up for it by cutting back on no seeds and nuts on the days that I have shepherd's pie. I don't have to have seeds and nuts every day. So this is excellent. It's very good. I'm going to enjoy eating this. It's very good. I just want to thank all of my patrons, and I love hanging out with you on our Friday night hangouts. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for your support.